Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 3rd, 2021. I want to cover heavily shorted stocks and how to benefit from them. So with that I got few companies here. SOFI is top, shortest stock here, 47% short ratio here. We got PubMatic 38, Clover Health 37, and from there it's a descending order as you can see here. So let's look at some of these companies and see if it's worth investing in those companies and take it from there. So first, let's look at few headline news here. And as you see here, folks are really wondering, is it worth buying meme stocks at this time? Even some analysts are wondering, you can't upgrade them and downgrade them every day. So is it really worth buying these meme stocks? And folks are really wondering, hey, forget these meme stocks. Instead, buy stocks like TCNNF and Mercado Libre, which is mainly fintech play. And, people are also looking at Reddit Wall Street bets to really see what's trending there. For example, stocks like NEO, Viacom, GameStop, AMC, Virgin Galactic, they're all, trending in Wall Street bets. People are really trying to see if it's worth buying at this time. And Li Auto, they report booming sales. That's a good story. And they're also joining their rival, like NEO, XPEV on the, I think it's good to know. These folks are joining the IBD, Investor Business Daily. And then we got Ocugen stock here. Looks like they have some COVID-19 vaccine here. They're partnering with folks like Bharat Biotech. I think it's a good story. At least they've got some drug out there, even though efficacy is 77.8%. Palantir, they're quietly becoming a major SPAC investor. They're buying, these big SPAC type companies. That's good to know. I like Palantir. It's a good long-term play. Then we got SiFi. Looks like there may be some lockup expiration coming up. Insiders might sell its own stock, so it may be a good time to buy SoFi onto any weakness. Right now, SoFi has got highest short ratio. It may be okay to load up, onto any weakness and buy some SoFi here. And folks are also thinking about 3 top stocks to make you richer. Stocks like Teladoc, CCHWF, and PubMatic. And even people are contemplating, forget Workhors, instead buy, the traditional players who are electrifying their automotive industry, stocks like General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen. And even this company here, Arcimoto FUV, looks like they have some pilot program with the municipal pilot program here, which is always good to know. And then we got folks wondering, hey, we should buy stocks like Blink, Tesla, Toyota, NEO, Green Power, one of my favorite here, and Apple. So these could be better way to play this EV boom. And Smile Direct looks like they're under cyber attack. This company has been dropping. It may be okay to buy some Smile Direct here and hold it for a while. And 7 EV stocks joined Russell 2000. That's why you'll see a lot of volume in these stocks, because the moment they join Russell 2000, it will have some transactions and volume picking up. Then we got Reshape Life Sciences. These guys are into obesity, prevention of obesity through surgeries. Looks like they see some growth here as pandemic heightens obesity crisis. So overall, these are the headline news. Now I will go into look at some of these stocks in a little more detail. So as we look at these these highly shorted stocks, we got to see what insiders are doing. As an example, we got companies like WOOF, which is Petco, PubMatic, Virgin Galactic. Many of these companies, the insiders are selling their own stock. So we got to look at this a little carefully. It may not be always a red flag. Sometimes there could be some obvious reasons. For example, companies like WOOF, there may be some insiders. There may be some lockup expiration. Because of that, there may be insider transactions. We got to look at this case by case and see, is it really a red flag or is it okay to buy? And then we got insiders buying. This is again very important. We got companies like Fastly, Editas, Ring Energy, and even GEO for that matter. We got more than 10% insider buying. That's a good positive indication here. That shows insiders have got conviction and confidence in their own stock. It may be okay to buy with them and hold it for a while. Now we look at institutions selling here. As you can see here, we got a lot of these stocks here. We got institutions selling their own stock, as you can see here, 75%, 73%, so on and so forth. So we got to, here also we got to look case by case. When the institutions are selling the stock, there may be some obvious reasons. Maybe they think it's already high on the valuation. That may be the reason. So either way, we got to look at this case by case basis. But I want to make sure you understand why stock may be going down or up. Because whenever there's an insider transaction going on or even institution transaction going on, stock can go up and down a little bit. And more importantly, in many of these stocks, institutions are buying those stocks. As you can see here, Arrival, Second Sight, BBIG, insiders are buying these stocks. That's a good sign. In many cases, it could be because the stock is joining many of these bigger indices like Russell 2000 as an example. That will increase institution transactions. That could be one of the reasons. But either way, we got to look at this case by case and see, does it make sense? Is it okay to buy at this point? Is the stock too much high? So we don't want to chase the stock when it's high. So with that, let's go into the list here, the heavily shorted stocks. The way this chart is organized is I got company name, the price, market cap, and we got sales and the insider transactions, how much the insiders are buying or selling, and institution transaction percentage. So those two will tell you some quick indicator on what's going on from an insider transaction perspective and institution transaction perspective. Then we got the sales growth here, the 1 year sales growth and quarter over quarter sales growth. So it's really good to understand the sales growth. I typically love to see good sales growth. It's always a very good indication to see the company's sales are growing. And then we got the margin. Margin is very important. So here I got both gross margin as well as net margin. And then we got a debt to equity ratio. As you can see here, anytime there's a high debt to equity ratio, for example here Smile Direct, and we got GEO and XERS, some of these you got to watch out a little carefully, and even CAMD, KDMN, and Washington and Best, you got to watch out a little carefully. And then we got ROE. ROE indicates if the company is profitable. For example, PubMatic, it's good, profitable. And if you scan through this, we got a couple more here which are profitable, as you can see here. So this is one thing we'll look at. And then we got RSI. RSI will tell you it's a good time to buy this stock. For example, if RSI is below 55 or so, it's okay to enter and buy. Stock is kind of sold at this time, it's okay to buy. And institutional ownership will tell you, are institutions buying into this stock or supporting this stock? Anytime you see institutions, high percentage here, that tells you there's enough backing, for this company. Short float, it's on a descending order. On the top, you got SOFI with the highest short float here, and from there it's a descending order or a decreasing order. Then we got price to sales ratio, which is a valuation indication. Anytime it's above 30 or so, you got to be a little careful here. For example, Clover and Workhors, it's 100 plus. You got to understand from a valuation perspective, it's very rich at this point. And then you got performance 1 day all the way to 1 year. You got to look at this all the time to really see where the stock is at. And then we got a last column here, tells you how much the stock is off from 52-week high. It's you should always look at you should not chase the stock. If the stock is at 52-week high, probably you don't want to buy too much at that point. You got to wait for a small pullback. So with that, let's look at few companies here and take it from there. First is SOFI. SOFI is into fintech, as many of you might be knowing, $18 stock. They got a nice market cap here, $14 billion market cap. No sales right now, or very low sales, and institutions are really selling it, as you can see here. And as you scan through this year, they have been down for 1 month, 2 week, 1 week, and even 1 day. And they're down 36% from 52-week high. RSI is 40. That tells you it's okay to buy this company at this point. RSI low, telling you, hey, it's oversold at this point. And as you can see here, this is a good fintech play. I'm willing to buy this company into this weakness and accumulate slowly. Then we got PubMatic here. PubMatic is also one of my favorites here. $35 stock. Institutions are buying into this stock, and insiders are selling, as you can see here. And as you scan through this year, they got nice gross margin and net margin. Companies making money. That's good to see here. They got very low debt, as you can see here. And as you scan through this year, they got profitability, which is ROE, return on equity, 17%. RSI is 51, which is still below 55. It's okay to buy this company moderately into any weakness here. They're down in 1 day, 1 week. I think it's okay to buy this company into weakness and accumulate a nice position here. And then we got Clover and second site here. In case of Clover, they got $35 million in sales trailing 12 months. That's a good amount. And as you can see here, institutions are buying this stock. So 43% institutions buying this company. That's a good indication here. Institutions are buying into this company. And as you scan through this year, no gross margin, negative net margin, meaning company is not making money yet. And as you scan through here, RSI is 51. That tells you, it's okay to buy this company. Still, it's okay to buy. High short float here, 37%. Price to sales ratio is 100 plus, meaning it's a rich from a valuation perspective. Stock has been down since 1 day, 1 week, 2 week. That's where we kind of slowly buy and accumulate. At times this stock catches fire, as you all know. It's good to accumulate into weakness and then sell some as the stock makes dramatic moves. It's down 59% at this point from 52-week high. So let's jump in and look at some of these companies in a little more detail. And whenever you see I highlighted in bold, for example, Workhors, FUV, Blink, Smile Direct, and even some of these companies, that's where you got positive quarter-over-quarter sales growth. It's good to see companies with good positive sales, quarter-over-quarter sales growth. Those companies, you can buy some into weakness. You don't need to worry too much. They got positive sales growth there. So as you scan through this year carefully, look at where institutions are buying. As an example, we got many of these stocks here. Institutions are buying this company, so it's a little bit positive indication here. And look at where insiders are buying or selling. For example, PubMatic, Workhors, Blink, and even BCEL. I think insiders are really selling a little bit here. But as you look at GEO, insiders are buying it. That's a little bit good indication here. So look at some of these identifiers, and also look at the stocks I've highlighted in the the green background, and see if it's okay for you to invest. don't invest too much in one stock. Always spread your money across a couple of stocks, because you don't need to pay for stock transactions. It's free. So it's okay to buy a couple of stocks, maybe say 5 or 10 or 15. Not a big deal. Don't put all the money in one stock. It's not worth it. So with that, I love stocks like, say, HUYA. It's also one of the favorites here. As you can see here, it's HUYA. Right now, RSI is 58. That tells you, hey, don't buy too much. Buy moderately. It's above, RSI is above 55. On the other hand, Clovis Oncology, as an example, 49, you can buy this. And stocks like Root, 43. And I think some of these things you can buy. But be careful on this very low dollar stocks like Washington as an example, $2.25, 26-cent stock, and they got huge debt ratio. So these stocks, unless you know more about this company, don't go and buy too much, because some of these low dollar stocks, they can get delisting and they can go to zero, or they can even go bankrupt. So be careful when you look at very low dollar stock. Don't buy too much into it, especially when there is a high debt to equity ratio. So with that, let's jump in here. As you can scan through here, I got few stocks like SENS as example here. Insiders are selling it, institutions are buying it. Stock has been it's a little bit up, as you can see here. At this point, I would probably caution you to buy maybe moderately. Don't buy too much. Maybe buy a little bit moderately. They're still down 37%. Ocugen, on the other hand, I think stock has been falling off late, as you can see here, 1 week, 1 day, and even 1 month. And RSI is 48. It may be okay to buy a little bit into this weakness. Looks like institutions are buying Ocugen at this point. EHang is one of my favorite. I've been buying EHang into the weakness. It's done very nicely. Right now RSI is 59. And folks who like some of these aviation, I think this will do very well in the aviation industry. I think it's okay to buy this stock into weakness. And as you scan through, I've been loading up on stocks like Riot, Blockchain, and and even Marathon and BT. They all had very bad, like 2 or 3 weeks. Now they're coming up nicely, as you can see here. Riot Blockchain has done nicely in last month or so. It's really good to see. Whenever there's a huge bad news in the market about Bitcoin, these stocks will really go down drastically. That's a good time to buy them and hold it for a while. And as you scan through this, we got Fastly, one of my favorite here. It looks like insiders are really insiders are buying this company. That's a good story. And stock RSI is a little bit high, 56, but I think this stock is still good buying. It's good buying moderately, even up here. And the ones I highlighted in a little bit red here, as example, CCIV. As you can see, our institutions are selling, insiders not buying. You got to be a little bit careful about these type of stocks here. It may be okay as a contrarian, you can buy some, but be a little bit careful, because right now RSI is 64. That tells you maybe there are better opportunities to buy. Probably not right now. And same story here with the VXRT. Insiders are selling, institutions are selling, so you got to be a little bit careful. If you're a contrarian, you can buy some, but be a little bit careful. When when the things are, when everybody's selling, unless you know something or you're a contrarian, don't build up a huge position. It's okay to buy moderately. Then I like Wayfair also. That's a great company here. As you can see here, RSI is 46. It's okay to buy some Wayfair into this weakness here. I think they will do quite well. It's a great company. And I have been buying Global Blood Therapeutic also, GBT, $34 stock. As you can see, your stock has been falling off late. It may be okay to buy moderately, given RSI is just 51. Next, we got a couple more here. As you can scan through this, I highlighted few companies here. For example, Virgin Galactic SPCE, insiders are selling it. institutions are selling it. I think stock has hit the top at this point. You got to wait a little bit, let the stock cool off a little bit, then you can buy more. Also, as you know, there is a lot of rivalry between space companies here. We got Virgin Galactic, which with Richard Branson, Amazon ex-CEO Jeff Bezos. Everybody's trying to venture into space. I think we got to see how this plays out. Maybe don't chase these stocks and look for good entry point and then buy. As you see here, we got one more here, SunPower, same story. Insiders are selling it, institutions are also selling it. And I think you got to watch out here, RSI 60. That means, hey, watch out, there are better entry positions here. I like Solo. It's again into EV play. Right now RSI is 45. Stock has been falling off a little bit high valuation. It's okay to buy this company into this weakness slowly and build a nice position. Even highly on here, another EV play. Stock has been falling off. It may be okay to build a small position here and take it from there. And Chewy, here also, as you can see here, insiders are selling Chewy. So maybe there is some lockup expiration. This is a good company. I like this company. I would be buying this company into any weakness. Right now RSI is 57. That tells you there may be better entry point as you go forward. And some of these stocks, as you can see here, AMC, institutions are buying into it. Solo, same story. Real. It's again a good stock. Institutions are buying into it. And we got two more here, UAWS and Arrival, which is a EV play. It's good to know institutions are buying it. When the RSI is pretty okay. For example, here Arrival RSI is 36. You could still buy into this stock. Even up here, it's oversold at this point. And same is the story with the UAWS. Next, we'll look at some more here. This is the last page. As you can see here, Microvision, one of the famous meme stock here, it's down 43%. Institutions are buying into this company right now. Nice gross margin. I think it's okay to buy some. Valuation perspective, it's a little bit high. Stock has been selling off since 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. I think it's okay to buy this company to this weakness, and I think this will do well. And then you got Alto, Rite Aid. Some of these stocks have been selling off late. And as you see here, Alto, there is insider transactions, and Rite Aid, I think there is a little bit insider transactions. It's okay to buy these stocks into weakness. And GameStop, as you can see here, insiders are selling it, institutions are selling it. It's off 58%. In these type of scenarios, you got to be a little careful. You can be contrarian, but don't buy huge quantity. Buy a little bit at a time, accumulate slowly. That's the strategy for these type of stocks where both institutions and insiders are selling it. And Upstart is one of my favorites. This is into fintech. Stock has been dropping off of late. I love this company. I'll be building a small position here and accumulating a little bit. I also like Affirm, which is also into fintech. I would be buying that also into this weakness here. And then we got a couple more here as we look through here. Marathon, it's again Bitcoin, good company. Right now RSI is 57. That tells you, hey, watch out, buy moderately. And I think it's good to wait for a pullback. This stock also got battered like 2-3 weeks ago with the weakness in Bitcoin. So I love this company. Typically, I buy this company when there is a huge bad news about Bitcoin. It always comes back up again. Camping World, 64% insiders are selling it. There may be some reason for it, but stock has been falling off. It could be okay to buy this into this weakness and build a nice position. It's a good company with a positive sales growth, as you can see here. Then we got a couple more here, all this Editas is a good company. Insiders are buying the stock. Right now, as you can see here, it's RSI is 86. It tells you, stock is overbought at this time. I would wait for a good entry point. This stock has given a very good entry point maybe a month or so ago. Right now, it's making a comeback here, still 45% off. It's okay to buy moderately. I think this company will do well. Then as we scan through here, we got a couple more here. DDD, 3D Systems, 3D Printing. I think it's a good company. I think stock has been dropping off late, 36% off of 52-week high. And as you see here, RSI is 66. That tells you there may be some better openings. Maybe okay to buy moderately. Chris or Curious, I think stock is $7 stock. It's been dropping off. Institutions are buying this company. It's okay to buy some Curious into this weakness. And last but not least, we got NNDM here, Nano Dimension, 3D printing stock. Institutions are buying this company big time. I think it's okay to buy this company into this weakness. A little bit high valuation. I also like AYRO here. Institutions or insiders are selling it. Institutions are buying it. Company stock has been falling off late. It's okay to buy some AYRO also here. So with that, let's look at a few more companies in a little more detail and go from there. First is SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI. They're into digital financial services, a fintech play. They have lending, financial services, and technology platform. So as you can see here, earnings per share negative, company is not making any money. So there is no sales right now, or very low sales, and they have a lot of shares outstanding, which is typical of these new companies. This came through a SPAC. And as you look through the news here, looks like they are taking the consumer banking to next level. That's the good news. Folks are asking us to load up on this stock on the lockup expiration weakness. Stock is a good value at 21, so on and so forth. Overall, I think there is some positive vibe on this company. And stock is 18. Institutions are selling it, as you can see here. No sales at this point. High short ratio. In fact, it's highest short ratio. And it's been weak, 1 day, 1 month, all the way to 1 month. Stock is off 36% from 52-week high. Nice trading volume, 1 day as well as 3 month. I like this trading volume. You can get in and get out easily without too much slippage. And they've been below their 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. They're even below their 120 and 200-day moving average. So at this time, it's really chart is ugly. Stock is coming down. Could be a good time to buy some and hold this company for a long time. This company will do pretty well as you go forward. And from a chart perspective, this is a 1 day, 1 year chart. As you can see here, nice looking chart. Stock goes up and down. Tells you, stock is really, not a, like slow moving type stock. It moves nicely. And RSI perspective right now 47 tells you stock is oversold at this time. It's okay to buy. IV is 66. For folks who are into premium selling, if you want to really buy the stock at a lower point, one thought process is really you could sell some premium or a put option at a lower price. If the stock comes to that price, you could buy the stock. That's one idea. Otherwise, it's always good to buy stock slowly into this weakness and accumulate a nice position. And DMI perspective, as you can see here, stock is really negative at this time. The red line is above blue line. That tells you it's mildly bearish at this time. On the balance, volume is coming down. That tells you, people are not buying the stock. There is more sell action than buy action. And check-in money flow is telling you smart money is went out of the stock. Right now, I think smart money is thinking what to do. Typically I've seen this can turn around and go up as you go forward. So technically, chart is ugly. I would buy. I would recommend buying SOFI slowly and accumulate in a good position here. Any good news, all these shorts will get squeezed, just like it happened over here. As you can see here, it can also happen later. So next we look at PubMatic, one of my favorite stocks here. This company is into programmatic advertising. It's a great play here. They're taking on their bigger companies like Amazon, Google, and even Trade Desk, and companies like Facebook as an example. I think they got positive earnings per share, nice sales growth. I like this. Shares outstanding is decreasing, which is also good. And as you look through here in the news here, I think folks are saying these stocks will make you rich, and a lot of good news here. It's one of the ad technology stocks, strong buy stocks. It's overall good news here. And from a fundamental perspective, nice sales. Insiders are selling, institutions are buying. That kind of balances it out, I guess. And it's got nice gross margin and net margin. It's good to see a company with the net margin positive, a high short ratio. And as you can see here, stock has been dropping in last 1 week and 1 day. It's okay to buy this company slowly and accumulate a nice position here. Nice trading volume. I like the volume here. More than 1 million shares traded, on Friday, as well as every 3 months. A lot of cash in the balance sheet. That's good to see. Zero debt or a very low debt, which is also good. Next year growth estimate is positive, double digits. Good to know. They're spending money on R&D. I always like the company spending on their own R&D and product development. Stock is above 20-day moving average and below 50-day moving average. They're below their 120 and 200-day moving average. Stock is trying to make a small comeback here. ROA and ROE both are positive. That's a good story. Company is profitable. They're generating cash here. They got operating cash flow. From a valuation perspective, if you look at price to sales ratio, it's not expensive. That's a good stock. So overall, fundamentally, it's a good company. I would recommend buying this company into this weakness. And if you look at the chart here, no surprise here, stock has been dropping off. It's a 1 year, 1 day chart. Stock has been dropping off of late. I think it's good to buy at this time. From an RSI perspective, it's kind of stabilizing, as you see here, 47. Right now, as you can see here, the red line in the DMI chart is trying to cross over the blue line. That's called a bearish crossover. That's why chart is a little bit ugly at this time. And as you can see here on the balance volume, is kind of dropping off a little bit. Check-in money flow had a nice money flow. Right now it's kind of stable. So I would recommend maybe buying some of this stock. And if you're a premium seller or a put option seller, this has got a high IV percentile, 87.9. Even if you want to sell some put option below the stock price, you will do good premium here. Stock price is not too much here. It's about 46. You could buy stock outright into this weakness and accumulate a nice position. With that, I like this company. And next one is Clover Health, ticker symbol CLOV. One of the favorite meme stocks here. They're a Medicare insurer, and they help with the Medicare eligible consumer health plans. Earnings per share negative, no sales at this time, or very low sales, as you can see here. And shares outstanding is really a little bit increasing, which may be okay at this point, but we got to watch out this carefully. And from a news perspective, looks like we'll see more digital trading as we go forward. And bear case on Clover Health is getting more compelling. That's a kind of negative news from investor place. Clover plans expansion. That's a good news. Obamacare survives. That's a good news for Clover Health, which is into Medicare. And from a fundamental perspective, as you can see here, institutions are buying into this company. That's good to know. And very high short ratio. Valuation perspective, it's a little high, 100 plus, as you can see here. And they've been dropping off in 1 day, 1 week, 2 week. They've done nicely for 1 month though. From a volume perspective, I see very nice volume here, high trading volume, 30 million in like last Friday, 56 million every 3 month trading volume. That's a nice volume. They got a lot of cash, no need to worry about their cash. And right now, free cash flow is negative. and they've done nicely. They're below their 20-day moving average, but above their 50-day moving average, and they are above their 120-day moving average as well as 200-day moving average. So with that, I think it's a good company. I would buy this into this weakness and hold it for a while. As you can see here, this stock is known to go up and down a lot. It caught fire here, went all the way to 28. Right now it's settling down. Could be okay to buy on this weakness slowly and accumulate a nice position here. As you can see here, whenever RSI is high, stock kind of came back. As you can see here, RSI went high. Right now it's stabilizing. It's okay to buy slowly, accumulate a nice position here. As you scan through this here, right now it's bullish. The blue line is above red line. Distance is pretty big, sizable here. It's bullish right now, and on the balance volume is also pretty nice. That's good to know. And check-in money flow is telling smart money is really flowing out of the stock, kind of stabilizing at this start time. That's why into this weakness you could buy this stock and hold it, and there will be some of these short squeeze type scenarios, as you can see here, and get ready for that. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.